In this video, we're looking at the Basic Settings tab on the Scheme Settings screen. Once you've logged in, select your scheme from the Scheme selector in the top left-hand corner and then click on Scheme Settings. You're now looking at the Basic tab on the Scheme Settings screen. At the very top, on the right-hand side, we have the Import from Existing Scheme button. This button is present in the same location on each of the Scheme Settings tabs. Clicking this button allows you to import, effectively to copy, scheme settings for this tab from another existing scheme in the account. Just click the button and select the scheme from which you want to copy the settings. All the settings for this tab will be imported and can then be edited as required. This can considerably speed up the scheme creation process, especially where different schemes in the same account share a lot of similar settings. Beneath that, we have a number of other options set out in sections. The first section is the Basics section and includes the scheme name and scheme reply email address, which were added when the scheme was created but can be changed at any time as required. When scheme members reply to an email sent to them from your scheme via Sumac, the scheme reply email address is the account to which the replies are sent. Typically, this is a non-personal group email account to which all scheme admins have access, such as mentoring at, coaching at, and so on. Within this section is also the Restrict Member Emails option, which allows you to define email domains which are acceptable for members joining the scheme. By restricting applicants to one or more email domains, you can ensure that only people from your own organisation, or only from defined organisations, are able to sign up. The next section includes the sign up link. You can copy this link and propagate it via emails and web pages to give people access to your scheme sign up form. Following this are some further scheme options. Firstly, you can select scheme type. There are two types of scheme to choose from: standard and peer-to-peer. The default is standard. In standard schemes, the partners have different named roles, and there's a hierarchical relationship between the two roles, such as mentor and mentee, coach and coachee. In peer-to-peer schemes, there's just one role, and there's no differentiation between the two partners. It's simply two scheme members matched with each other. For the remainder of this playlist, everything will be covered using a standard scheme. At the end of the playlist is a video which specifically covers peer-to-peer schemes. Almost everything works the same, so it makes sense to work through the process of setting up a standard scheme and then look at the minor differences in setting up a peer-to-peer scheme. Next in scheme options is branding. You can upload a logo for your scheme that will appear at the top of your sign-up form and on emails sent out to scheme members via Sumac. Click on the upload button, find the image file that you want to upload, click open, and this will upload the logo into your scheme settings. Next, we have the Allow Sign Up option. If that's toggled to yes, then the sign up link to your scheme is live, people can access your form and join the scheme. If it's toggled to no, then the link will be inactive and people will see a holding page instead. Next, we have the role label fields. If, for example, you're setting up a coaching program, you can type in coach and coachee, or whatever labels best fit the type of scheme you're creating. Your defined roles will then flow through the scheme and will appear wherever a role label is used. Next, we have the scheme disabled message. If you set the allow sign up option to no, then the message you enter here will appear on the holding page instead of the scheme sign up form. The next set of options on the screen are the email options, including options to CC the scheme reply email address on any outgoing emails and to CC the admin currently signed in when an email is sent. Also in this section, you have the option to enable a weekly summary email, which will send you a weekly email with some key metrics on your scheme. You also have the option to allow or disable notification emails every time a new member signs up to your scheme. The last set of options on the Basic tab are in the Danger Zone. These allow you to permanently delete data from your scheme. The first option allows you to clear all member data from the scheme, including member and partnership records, while retaining your scheme settings, such as the sign-up form. The second option allows you to delete the whole scheme in its entirety. Be super careful. Once data is deleted using these options, it's permanently gone and it's not recoverable. That's everything on the Basic tab. Continue watching videos in this playlist to work through the rest of the tabs in Scheme Settings.